Hi folks, it's Poddy here again from Threeways Community Association. So we're back again this week for a new community update, and thanks to Cal for the invite. So first of all, we're going to start again with our happy birthdays. We just have the first one and the only one this week, and that's the Margaret Pierce. So on behalf of everybody, Margaret, in Threeways Community Association, a very happy birthday to you. Moving on then, a little bit of a project that Threeways has been working on with local councillor Valerie Hart is we've been going around the area and just putting just about dog filing posters up around different poles just to kind of reflect on the need for lifting up dog poo after you're out walking your dog. Most of us do. However, there is still that small quantity of people that aren't, and it's very dangerous. And we would just ask that you do look after your dog. Um, Following on then from that, some of the things that have been done through the community association over this past few weeks is we've been fortunate enough that we were able to secure a bit of funding through the neighbourhood rural outdoor education budget. So thank you to Sean for that. We took our junior youth group down to the Edge Water Sports Centre in Coleraine, where they spent a full morning and afternoon, and they were doing water sports in and around paddleboarding, canoeing, banana boating, and tubing. A great day was had by everybody. All social guidelines were adhered to, all procedures were adhered to, and the young people were able to really get back into the swing of doing outdoor activities and away from laptops and away from computers and just enjoying the outdoors and having that banter with their friends who they mightn't have seen for this past couple of months. So again, great day was had by all, very highly recommended. And for any community groups do attend, your young people will have a great day. Moving on from that, then, our senior youth project, we're fortunate enough that we got out to do a bit of canoeing on Camna Lake on Sunday morning, and that was with Gullion Adventures. So that was with Mark Lambert, and his facilitation was absolutely incredible. We go back time and time again to Mark, and every time we go to him, he's very hands on with the young people, and his delivery is excellent. So a great morning was had by all. It's great that we have this natural beauty spot on our doorstep. And the young people, although unenthusiastic at 10:30 in the morning, they weren't long getting enthusiastic when they got into the water. So a great morning was had by them. And as I say, Camla Lake was certainly a great spot for doing it. Moving on from then our youth project were out again last night. We travelled out to the T Cullen Centre in Mullabon, and again we went Mark out there to do a nightline. So it's absolutely fantastic that we're now in a position that we can start to deliver these again sessions and take them young people, as I said, away from the activities that they would have been doing on the computer. There's nothing like seeing them face to face than through a screen. So it's great that we're able to provide these activities for them. So anybody who's had any funder in any way possible, we really appreciate it. It's 9 times out of 10 when we go looking for funding, it's to work with people who maybe we haven't worked with, but young people who are currently going through these programs seem to be forgotten. So it's nice at times just to receive that wee bit of an uplift that we're able to provide activities like this. Going on from that, we've had some great news for the association this week. Coming out of the COVID, we've been successful in receiving a few grants, and the first grant up was yesterday when we received word from the John Mears Foundation that we were successful in a grant for £3,800. So that's massive money when you're running a community association, and it's well needed money. It's going to be going towards the daily running costs of the association. That's going to help us with the likes of equipment, with the likes of just the general upkeep of the community centre. So a big sigh of relief for us who are there and who see how much money it takes to run a community facility and programs for the community. Following on from that, we then received word from Newry Down District Council that we've received funding through them as well, which we're in absolutely over the moon about. You have heard it here just today. So we want to thank the local council for their continued support. We've been able to access money through the COVID grant for anybody who is currently on the furlough scheme or anybody who's lost their job or their financial situation has changed during COVID. We're able to provide more food vouchers, electric vouchers, heat vouchers, etc. So again, anybody in the area who could avail of it, please do. As I say, it's completely confidential. Nobody will know your business. Just get in touch with us in any ways possible, via Facebook, via email, via telephone number that's associated to the Facebook page, and please do give us a buzz. Do not suffer. We're here to support you as much as we can. We're all one community. And we also received, it was £1,000 through the suicide prevention scheme run by the council, and that's going to be to deliver mental health packs for young people, and within them is going to be passing remarks and the dog in the background. It's going to be 50 packs, and there in these packs are going to be USBs with resources for young people in and around positive mental health, and how to support your mental health, along with a few goodies and sanitary products for the ladies and hygiene products for the guys. So these will be up and going within the next couple of weeks. Our committee will be putting these together, and there'll be a call put out through a community newsletter and on our social media page as well. So just keep an eye out for that. For any young person that wants to get their hands on one of them, that's what they're there for. Well, we're also fortunate that we got the guts of £2,000 through the PCSP, which again we're over the moon with. It means that we can provide activities for young people during the peak period of Halloween, to deter really from situations that they might get themselves into had they not had this opportunity. We've also been able to get money to do from the PCSP to do a youth-led Halloween fun day, all being well, and a Santa Sunday, all being well. So we're absolutely over the moon from that. And then we were also able to get money through the council's Good Relations Fund, and what that is going to provide is diversity and cultural activities for our youth project and youth group, but it's also going to provide a cultural Christmas party that we have successfully been running over many years in the community centre, and that's going to be for senior citizens of the area. And we'll be contacting the St Patrick's Church here, and we'll be inviting their members to come along. So that'll be a night of food, crack, and entertainment again, and we're really, really looking forward to that. So moving away from the front end of things, it's brilliant that we're starting to come out of COVID and we can start to provide all these activities. So we have been working alongside Clanray Group at the minute, and we are hoping to provide MetaFit for adults. It's a bit like HIIT classes, and we're hoping to do these out on the pitch. So bear with us, and we are getting a date confirmed. So it will be a Tuesday evening or Thursday evening at 7 p.m. So if you do want to email us just to put an expression of interest in with your name, and we'll be in touch then when we have confirmed the dates and the times that these are going to be going on. Our committee have been, as ever, hardworking. We're in a place now at the minute where we actually have council workers going into the community centre to paint the whole building. So we'll hopefully come September time, we'll be back, hit the ground running with a fresh centre and fresh activities and a budget behind us that we can provide for this community for the year going forward. We usually don't do it on a massive budget, but now we have the budget that we're able to do it. So we're very excited for this future year. And then last but not least, in the community update aspect of what we're here to talk about, we have a youth club summer scheme. So this is going to be a small scale summer scheme compared to what we usually deliver on a yearly basis. Due to COVID-19, obviously it has changed dramatically what we were hoping to achieve and what we were hoping to do for the young people of the area. At this time, we can only open it to youth club members only, and there will be a cut-off point of 25 young people, because that's to allow for facilitators to come in and allow for our committee and volunteers to be there to run the show. We're hoping, now everything is not fully confirmed, but just an idea of dates, we are going to be running from the 17th to the 21st of August, and it will be from 11 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. and it will be outdoors. And it'll be down there on the rope walk synthetic pitch, and we will be putting them into bubbles, as what they're known as and what the executive is telling us. So we will be following all guidelines in place, and as I say, all being well, that will go ahead, and we will have a registration the week before that, for all young people from the youth club and the youth club only. Unfortunately, we can't open it up, which we would love to have done, but hey ho, we just have to go with what it is at the minute. So that's really the community update that we have in regards to that. And we're fortunate enough, we have some very lucky, some very great members within our community who have lived and grew up in this area from a very young age. And we done an interview yesterday with Joseph Alphonsus Morgan, the celebrity within Newry. And let's just say, Cathal didn't have to ask him any questions whatsoever. It just rolled off the tip of his tongue, and he was a complete character. So it's coming up now, and we hope everybody enjoys it. And you'll enjoy it that much that he's invited himself back next week. to do another interview along with another resident, Patsy Quinn. So that's another one you'll want to tune in just to hear the stories and tales of the two boys of the years gone by. So we hope you enjoy it. And again, just to the members of our community, if there's ever anything that we can support you with, please do get in touch. Thank you.
So would we go start then if you're happy enough?
I know where to start anyway.
Oh, you know where to start?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Joe, I know you, but for people who are watching, the very few who don't know you, would you want to let them know who you are?
That's what it's right. Well, let's start off now.
You work away.
Right. Well, my name is Joseph Alphonsus Morgan, and I am a resident here of St. Clair's Avenue in the Threeways area. And I was born way back in the year 1927. And my mammy wanted to call me Al because in her young days, there was a great American singer called Al Jolson. But Daddy didn't agree with this name, Al. So I was called Joseph. So now it's on my birth certificate, Joseph Alphonsus Morgan. So will I carry on from there?
You work away. Joe, what was family life like then when you were younger?
Family life way back in those days was very, very poor. Everybody was poor. The only people that really would have been in constant work then would have been Belfast people in the shipyard. But it was very poor standard around Newry town. But anyway, will I go on?
You go on ahead.
Well, I was educated in, first of all, in the Convent of Mercy in Catherine Street. I was then shipped down to Kilmurray Street School. That's where the Gateway Club is now. And I had a bad time there with two Christian brothers. But then we were shifted from that to the Carstand School. That's where Courtney's Restaurant is now, Pat Courtney's Restaurant. And then in 1938, Joseph Alphonsus and all the boys, we were all marched up to the new school, primary school in Courtney Hill in 1938. And the principal of the new school was Brother Hennessy. And I stayed at that school up till I was 13 and a half, because I left school at that time because I was to go to secondary school, but Mammy hadn't the money that time. I think it was 6 or 7 shillings for books, but we couldn't afford it. So I went to work as a servant boy for my granddad James, who had a herd of milking cows, and they did a milk run around the town and his pony and trap. And I worked for Granddad James for about 18 months at the pricely wage of 3 shillings and 6 pence. And I thought I'd never get home every Saturday to give the 3 and 6 pence to my mama. Well, I continue.
You work away. This is great.
Right. Well, I worked there for about 18 months, and then I went to serve my time with Felix O'Hare, the building contractor. And while I was there, I was a young man then, I suppose around 15, 14, 15, 16. And at the same time, I was a very active member of the John Bosco Club. I was a bit of an athlete and a boxer. And I was also I played an instrument called a cornet in St. Joseph's Brass and Reed Band. And the band was based in the independent club. So I played there for years, and I ended up on an instrument called a euphonium. And then we boxed a lot in the Bosco, and then the war years came, and I remember standing up in Barrack Street in Uri in 1939, watching lorry loads of soldiers getting out to march down Canal Street. And they were known as the Fifth Welsh. And they all sang, "Roll out the barrel, we've got the barrel of fun. Roll out the barrel, we've got the blues on the run," and so on and so on. Then later on, there's another regiment landed in Uri called the Monmouth Sharks. Then around about 1943, 44, who arrived? Only the Americans. And the American soldiers, they had everything. They had chewing gum, they had cigarettes, they had women's nylon stockings. But anyway, the Americans invited the Bosco boys out to their camp in a place called Drumbonacher, way out the Tandragee Road. And they were billeted there in huge, big missing huts. And the older boys were picked to box some of these American soldiers. And we were quite apprehensive with these big men in their uniforms. So anyway, the boxers were myself, a fellow from up Ballyholden Crossroads called Pat Devine, and a Newry man called Eddie Ruddy, and Harry Shields, and James O'Kearns from Ballabot, and a Belfast lad called Jack McMillan. But anyway, when we all stripped down and into our boxing shorts and our little trunks, boxing trunks, looking at the Americans in front of us, sure, there were only boys, just like ourselves. Anyway, there was no judges on the tournament, just a big, I think it was like a big sergeant with a big white towel around his shoulders, and he dictated all the fights. And in my fight, he stopped it, and I didn't know what happened, and he told me that I got a TKO. So it seems that means a technical knockout. So I must have hurted the young American man. And I remember him too, he was really of red Indian skin, like, you know, pictures. But anyway, we were taken then, and there was about 12 or 15 other younger lads, and we were all taken to another big nesting hut. The plate, it was full of big barrels of fruit, and there was all bananas on the top. And some of the lads looked at the bananas, and they didn't know that's how to eat them. They didn't know how to peel the skin off. But anyway, in those days, children never even saw a banana, didn't know what it was like. But anyway, let's go fast forward. And I became then a co-founder of the Newry Outdoor Bowling Club with a man called Benny Rice, Jack McAlpine, and Celestine Troy. And I bowled for years outdoor and also bowled indoor. And then I went on from that to there was an organization started then in my later years in Newry called the U3A. And it means University of the Third Age. And I joined a few classes, And the first class I joined was the art class. And I had a wonderful tutor, a lad called Sean Smiley. And I never drew a thing in my life. Now, when I joined the U3A, that was the year 2010, when I was 82 years old. And Joseph Alphonsus had his own art exhibition in the Newry Library in 2015. Now, I'm now a great wee man.
You're fantastic.
Yes, and I got hundreds and hundreds of admirers coming to my exhibition. And then at the same time, I was a member of a group called Party Pieces, where we told stories and read stories and things like that. And then one day, I was walking along Monaghan Street, and who did I meet? Only my dear literary friend, Patsy Quinn. And Patsy told me, why don't you come along, Joe, to our Newry Writers Group? So I said, right, Patsy, I'll try it out. And Patsy took us down to the Shamrocks, and he got us all going. There was only 4 or 5 of us. But in the finish up, we ended up with about 14 of it, 15 of us. And we moved from there to the Phoenix Bar, and then we moved to the bank, and we finished up in the Railway Bar in Monaghan Street. And Patsy himself, he moved on to Father Fields, and Patsy, he launched a couple of his books at the time, a big launch they had in the art centre. So then we got a new man called Benny McKay, and Benny was our chairman. And Benny took us all over South Down and South Armagh to community centres, PEA clubs, social places. And Benny himself was a great big man in the hurling world. Benny trained hundreds of children at hurling. But anyway, I also joined the Gentlemen Singers, and I'm still with them right up until this bloody embarrass come. But I'm singing with them yet, and I'm also playing the bora. And I'm also, and then believe it or not, at the early age of 84, I joined a drama group run by a Newry lad called Kerry Rooney. They called it the Kaleidoscope Drama Group. And I was 84 years then, and I joined it, and it was 4 or 5 wonderful years in drama.
Good man.
I was there from 84 till it was up till about 89.
But here, have you something there?
Yes, we performed in the Ulster Hall, the Waterfront, and the Lyric Theatre. And in the Lyric Theatre, I was presented with this beautiful trophy. And there's a lovely write-up on it about Joseph Alphonsus. Maybe you can't see it there.
And Joseph Alphonsus is Northern Ireland's oldest actor.
Good. And then the drama ceased because the lottery money stopped. So then we started with a new drama group with a Newry lady called Jacinta Duffy and a beautiful English lady called Suzette Sweet. And they ran a little play in the art centre, and the play was called Lonely Joe. And guess who's the main character in it?
I don't even need to ask.
No, and I got that there. Hey, Oscar.
Good man.
You know, Park, I tried hard to sell that, but the big dealers all told me that I couldn't sell it because it's priceless. No.
Very good. Very
So
good.
I just hit myself.
It sounds it.
Well,
It sounds it.
Well, then I moved on then, Cork, a great man in the U3A called Pat Cunningham. He started a football group, and it was for senior citizens. And we are playing now this 18 months or so. We play every Monday over in the new leisure centre. And I would say the youngest man in our group would be about maybe 70. And Joseph and Francis, he is a goalkeeper. And when I get a low ball, I can dive down for it, but I can't get up. But anyway, the indoor football is wonderful. And I'm looking forward to this bloody outburst ceases so that I can get back to my football. And I had to give up my painting because my eyesight's gone. I can no longer write. I can't read. I can't even drive now. And there's a whole lot of things I can't do. But we'll not go into them. They were done in the younger life.
And it's
But
not
anyway.
stopping you, Joe. It's definitely not stopping you.
No. Well, anyway, I am and knocked down just like Patsy Quinn here. God love Patsy. He's my dear literary friend. And Patsy takes me down weekly to the Shelbourne, and we sup there, and we tell one another the great men. I tell him he's a great man, and he tells me that I'm a great man. And we have the best crack literary wise. And Patsy then, he's very much into the Irish history, the United Irishmen, the Young Islander. He was also a great man in Down. But when you're interviewing Patsy yourself, he tell you all that himself.
Absolutely.
And Patsy, he is an octogenarian, and I am a nonagenarian. Now, did you ever hear that one before?
No, I haven't. No.
Well, I only learned that myself recently. I think it was Patsy Quinn told me that anybody over 90 is a nonagenarian. And on last Friday night, I had a wonderful house party in my brother's house. My brother Lou, who reached the big age of 90. And I have a baby brother who is 86. So us Morgans are going well, aren't we, Park?
You really are. You really are.
Yes.
Joe.
I think that's about everything. Like I think.
Listen, I didn't need to ask you any questions that just rolled off the tip of your tongue. But all
Yes.
I can say is, operating this area, Joe, you're known as a legend. And I think
Well, I really appreciate that, and I'm so humble. And as my friend used to say, I am a humble man, and I mean that with no horn sounding or trumpets blasting. Isn't that lovely?
Well, that's who you all over. That's who you all over.
There, Park, have you got a tear at it?
I'm going to stick the kettle on to you now, don't you worry.
A wee cup of tea and a wee scone, do lovely. For me and Patsy.
Stick the kettle on, don't you worry. Good man, Joe. Thank you.
Right. Well, I'll sign off now.
No, I'll come out to you now.
I'll tell you what, I'll sign off. Hold on. I'll sign off with this. Nasuel Armo Fring Loigi. Goramayagoth.
Brilliant.
Fear not, but do not tread on my dreams. Away, away, away. Bye-bye.